Ooh, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Motivational Monday. I am your host, Brandon Cole. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate you. All right, so today on Motivational Monday, we are going to talk about your drive and your passion as a photographer. What does it mean to have drive and passion as a photographer? What is your drive? What is your passion as a photographer? What drives you? What motivates you? You know, this is one of those questions that I had to ask myself a while ago. You know, I know as a photographer, sometimes we get into a rut. You know, we get into this point to where, you know, we don't want to really do anything. Like, we will actually schedule photo shoots, and then we probably, when that day comes, we get to the point where we'll be like, man, I just don't want to go do it now. And, you know, and you just go through these times where, you know, you just don't feel it. Feels like you kind of like doing everything is the same. You know, those are the times that you got to really reach down and find that drive, find your passion as a photographer. And once you reach that, man, it's unstoppable. Like, I love being a photographer. I love what I do. I like the challenge. I like the creativity. I like going out and thinking from every photo shoot, from one to the next one, how am I going to make this photo shoot different? What's going to be my challenge? What's going to be my pitfalls? How can I get out here and show this world something different, something new, something creative with my shots? What can I shoot to bring in a new color grade? How can I work? I'm working with a new model today. What's going to be my shot? How can I get her to give me that expression, give me that drive, give me that passion in her face to get the shot that I need? You know, I love those challenges. I just love what I do. I love being a photographer. But you have to find your drive. You have to find your passion when it comes to being a photographer. If this is something that you love to do, if this is something that drives you every day, going through your hundreds of photos, booking clients, booking weddings, you know, everybody calling you, wanting you to shoot their business, their portfolio, your editorial, their commercials, anything, whatever it is, that's drive. You know, when you get those likes, when you get people looking at your work and just telling you, you know, stuff about your work, use that as fuel. Use that to fuel and drive your motivation as a photographer. That's what it's all about. You gotta find it. You know, I remember when I started off in photography, and it was really, really hard to understand photography and understand how these people that I was seeing was getting these amazing shots. I knew I wanted to be a photographer because I remember seeing images online and in the magazines, and I remember seeing people freezing time and capturing these amazing images, and I'm like, oh my God. I remember seeing seeing flash. I remember seeing color. I remember seeing colored lighting. I remember all these different techniques that these photographers was using, and I was like, man, yo, that is so crazy. I would love to try to do that. And they was working with all these models and just the creativity behind each shoot. It didn't matter where they were, or in a studio or outside or whatever, on rocks, on the beach, or whatever the case may be. The creativity behind it was amazing. And I said, man, I really want to get into that. So I started, you know, with a old Sony camera and Canon, and I was just, okay, I got my camera, I got a nice little setup here, cheap lenses. Okay, what do I do next? All right, you know, and then I started just going out and taking pictures. But I noticed that the pictures that I was taking wasn't anything like I was seeing. But I didn't know too much about flash, so I'm just like, well, I'm starting to understand natural light. A lot of times with photographers, every time we start off, we're natural light photographers, right? We don't know too much about like flash and getting in the lighting and, you know, separation and all that stuff. But then I started to understand, you know, natural light a little bit more, and I said, okay, now I want my images to look like that. I need that. And I started to figure out, okay, I started to understand, okay, the flashes and how things were coming together, and I started doing my research. Started reaching out to photographers, asking questions. I mean, it was so bad that I became a nuisance to some. probably. And I never got the answers. Like, I couldn't find nobody to respond. Like, I would, hey, how do you do this? How do you do blah, 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 blah. Nobody would respond. They were so busy, or they just didn't want to respond. So I took it upon myself and I learned. I went to YouTube University, started understanding flash, lighting, exposure triangle, inverse square law. I mean, I became a student. When I tell you I became a student of lighting, I became a student of lighting in flash, everything that I needed to know. And I started working a little bit, started reaching out to people that call themselves models, and started shooting and shooting and shooting. And it just became a passion. I mean, I became obsessed. There's nothing wrong with obsession if it's for the right things. You know, you have to be obsessed.
Now, or if you want that, if you want to be, you must become obsessed with obtaining what you are trying to get. You have to be obsessed with it. If you don't have the mental capacity to be that obsessed about what you're trying to get, then motherfucker, you won't never have it.
In order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve as a photographer, you must become obsessed with this. If you're not obsessed with it, you're mediocre. You're just right on that line. You need to be over that line. It should be something that you just so passionate about. You got to become obsessed with this thing. And I challenge all of you. You got to become obsessed. Find that passion, find that drive. You know, today I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a shoot. And I'm going to think about some creativity. I'm going to think about some angles. I'm going to talk to my model about some colors. I'm going to use this lens. I'm going to use that lens. I'm going to use this flash. I'm going to do a 2-light setup. I'm going to just try to create some amazing images. I'm going to create some elongated images. Whatever it is, start creating. If you want to be a successful photographer, if you want to see your name up in lights, if you want to be that photographer that's known throughout your entire state or your entire East Coast or West Coast or wherever you are, if you want to be that photographer who your clients, who's recommending you as a photographer, hey, do you know a photographer? I know this guy. Go check out his work. Go check it out. Fascinating. You want to be that guy, you must become obsessed with what you do. You got to you got to dig deep. You got to find it within you. Get that camera out. Take pictures. If you ain't got nobody to shoot, if you're not shooting nobody, like I tell everybody that I teach, go out and get you a mannequin. Mannequins are like $70, $80. A full figure. Well, not full figure. That's a full length mannequin. Don't get the little head. Don't get the little head and shoulders. For you on location photographer or in studio, get you a full body mannequin. That way you can shoot from head to toe. You can see how the flash works, you know, with the lower extremities, with the 3/4 shots, with the head shots. You can see how to manipulate your lighting in order to get the shots that you need. Take it outside in your backyard and use that flash. Bring down that ambient bring down that ambient. Mess with that exposure until it becomes second nature to you. You got to get obsessed with this thing. Let your work speak for itself. They will reach out. They will come to you. If you shoot it, they will come. All right, that's how it works. If you shoot it, they will come. That's how it works. Get those images up. Start working on that clarity, that sharpness. Start working on that editing. Start working on anything and everything that you can do to make your images stand out. And if you don't know how to make them stand out, start to study, start to understand what you need to do to make them stand out. What is your drive? What drives you to be a successful photographer? What's your passion? What drives you? I know exactly what drives me. Being that person that people call all the time. Whether it's models, whether it's photographers, whether it's a business, whether it's magazines, whether it's companies, being that person that people call, being that first phone call, being recommended. being that person. That's my drive. That's my passion. And being able to come to YouTube and teach other people, to show people what you got, you know, to show them that you're a dog. You know, are you a dog? And quick break here. If you haven't checked out my new apparel, I have just released a new shirt to my line, Dope Photography Clothing. All right, if you haven't heard about it, go check it out. It's on my website, www.brandoncolephotos.com. I just came out with a new design, and this again, appreciation to my boy Deion Sanders, who is doing his thing out in Colorado. You know, I've been a big fan of Deion for so long, man. I'm just loving what he's doing. So I figured I love his motivation, I love his passion, I love what he's teaching. So I figured I would take a little bit out of his playbook and turn it into photography. So as you can see here, this says I'm a dog with this camera. All right, photographers, videographers, if you're a dog with this camera, yo, go cop it right now. We have this in black, and I thought I had the other ones around here. I don't have them, but I do have them here. You're going to see them in my next few videos that are coming out with. But I have this in black shirts and also black hoodies, and then I also have this in white with the black outline. I have this in white shirts and white hoodies. You can order them now on my website, www.brandoncolephotos.com/shop. Go get your order in today. So I just wanted to leave you with that, man. And like I said, find your drive. All right, find your passion behind photography, and yo, you're gonna make it to the next level. I love photographers. I love teaching photographers. Again, make sure you comment on this video. I love to hear your comments. Tell me if you like these motivational things on Mondays. Make sure you like the video. All right, make sure you subscribe. You know, I don't have any sponsors. I don't, you know, nobody's doing it. Everything that's in this channel I pay for, comes out of my own pocket. Nobody sponsors me. Nobody does any of that. So I would really appreciate it if guys like this video, comment, share this video, because all my video, everything that I get goes to you. All my teachings, if I've ever added any type of substance to your life with any of my knowledge or expertise, yo, comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you share it. Get some people subscribe and share it with your followers. All right, I would appreciate that. All right, until next time, man, I will see you next Motivational Monday. And yeah, I got some more. I got a lot of stuff coming this week, a lot of images, a lot of things I was doing like over the weekend. I wasn't posting too much over the weekend, but we about to get back into it. It is your boy Brandon, aka the Kevin Hart of Photography, and I will see you in the next video, because I'm unapologetically me. I holla.